everyone, I'm Nitsa and it is Thursday, which means it's time for another draft video. Right now, that means Guilds of Ravnica. Before the draft starts, I just want to remind you guys my content is sponsored by CardKingdom.com. Great website for all things Magic. You can check it out at CardKingdom.com, like I just said. I am using my M19 overlay instead of a newer one, but I'll have a new one soon. But I figured I like having the overlay for keeping track of my stats, and it looks better than just having my camera off on the side, I think. But if you hate overlays, you can let me know. No one's really said one thing one way or another. So this pack, it's pretty weak. I think we probably take Charnel Troll. It's a card I want to try anyway because it's definitely kind of card that's very hard to get a feel for without actually playing. I mean, Ionize is okay, but it's not great. Sprouting Renewal, Whispering Snitch are both fine. I think they're up there. Vigor Spore Worm's a nice common, but Charnel Troll has a much higher ceiling than anything in this pack has, I think. So I think I'm going to take it. It is gold, but I don't feel like I'm giving... Wow, then. Interesting. They kind of don't have synergy together. They're kind of awkward in that way because one exiles everything, and then when you play the other one, what are you supposed to do? Like, you don't have resources left in your graveyard. So it is tempting to just take back-to-back Charnel Trolls to start off. You can also just take a District Guide, though, which is nice. Should I take back-to-back Charnel Trolls? I wish they I wish they were better in multiples. Like, if I only draw one, then it's great, and my chances of drawing one are increased by playing two, right? But if I ever draw both, it's not going to be a good time. So I think I'm going to take the District Guide. Maybe that's crazy, but I think District Guide's a great card. It sets up our fixing, makes it easy for us to splash, and splashing is nice in a format like this one. The other options here aren't anything special. I mean, I think it's either Charnel Troll or District Guide, and I'll take the Guide. Erstwhile Trooper. It's all right. I think Artful Takedown is worth first picking, so I think it's certainly worth taking here. We would have to splash blue or whatever if we actually end up black-green, but we already do have some fixing. Other options here, Erstwhile Trooper and Burglar Rat. I mean, Wand of Vertebrae could be good with Charnel Troll, but I think I'd rather just take Artful Takedown and see what happens here. It's a nice little removal spell. I have not been impressed with any of these packs really so far. Centaur Peacemaker is all right. Crawl Foragers is all right. It works with the same things Charnel Troll works with, which is filling up our graveyard. Yeah. I guess I take the Foragers. I mean, I could just start taking Mana Rocks and go crazy, but I don't think I want to do that. I will take the Foragers. Okay, this pack's interesting. This is stronger than basically any pack we've seen because I like both Crawl Swarm and Samala Woodshaper a fair amount. Yeah, it's one of them. I do like Burglar Rat too. If that comes back, I'll be happy. Probably take the Swarm. It looks more likely we end up black-green than green-white. Though we could splash white if we wanted to, but I think I take the Swarm. Okay, I'm not a big grappling Sundew fan. Erstwhile Trooper is okay. Actually, I think Spinal Centipede's better. We could take Urban Utopia. It would help us splash Artful Takedown, but I think I'd rather take... this is a solid little playable. I'm not at the point where there's not things I want from this pack. And I like the Centipede more than the Trooper. Even though the Trooper, if I take it, I was sort of showing that Golgari's sort of taken, but I think the Centipede's plenty good. Could use some 2-drops. Okay, another Centipede. I do like Vigor Spore Worm. It does also like graveyard things. I don't like Golgari Raiders very much. It's just too hard to make it if it's a 2/2 or a 3/3, it's not very impressive. And getting it to 4, it'll happen late, but it's nothing exciting. So Centipede or Vigor Spore Worm. I don't know. I feel like the Worm is going to do... I feel like it's a nice top curve thing to have. I mean, we do need more low curve, but I think I'm going to take the Worm here. Okay, well, there's an Undercity Uprising, which is all right. It's not great. I think the Woodshaper is better, but I think black-green is much more likely. And right now I'd say we probably splash blue for Artful Takedown. Yeah. Okay, another Vigor Spore Worm, also Golgari Guildgate. I don't know how many, like, you know, I don't know how many more Vigor Spore Worms I want. Should I take a Golgari Guildgate over a Vigor Spore Worm? I think maybe... No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, Bartizan Bats is not good, but it's alright. I mean, I might play it. I hope I don't. Erstwhile Trooper came all the way back, and I'm happy with that. I could take a Guildgate here, though. Guildgate or Erstwhile Trooper? I guess I'll take the Trooper. And I'll take a Peacemaker. You know, I think our deck looks solid so far. We definitely need some low curve. But other than that, you know. Okay, I think I just take this random dude. I mean, the Woodshaper, you know, I'm sort of surprised to see it there that late, honestly. But, and another Erstwhile Trooper. Okay. Well, we can load up our graveyard if we feel like it, I guess. We have a bunch of undergrowth already. I do think Golgari is like the heart. Wow, that's also strange. Early in formats, I guess, but Spinal Center, I mean, it's not great, but it's not like last pick either. Like, this should be last pick. That's a weird one to see. Actually, this shouldn't even really be last pick. It's all right. Maybe they'll copy, you know, that's pretty mediocre. But yeah, we definitely need some 1s and 2s. Mostly 2s, probably not really any 1s. And Crawl Harpooner could be what we're looking for. Oh, there's a Temple Garden and a Deadweight, though. That's kind of frustrating. I guess in a good way. I'm going to look on my phone. See how much I can get for that Temple Garden. Because that is a relevant thing to know. Because it helps you draft more. So, let's see. Oh, I did not go to the right website. That's probably why. So if it's not worth much, I think I probably do take... Man, do I want Necrotic Wound, Deadweight, or Crawl Harpooner? I want all those cards. Why are they all here? Why are they all in the same pack? I feel like I would have to take Deadweight. Temple Garden. Yeah, it's only worth like 2 tickets. It's not really enough for me to care. Okay, so Deadweight or Crawl Harpooner or Necrotic Wound. I think probably just Deadweight. It's just so efficient. It's hard to say no to. I do like the Harpooner. We do need some smaller creatures, but this does give us something early to do. Ooh. Okay. So Siege Worm's nice, but we desperately need lower curve, and I think we just want Swarm Guildmage. It's not the most exciting Guildmage, but like all Guild Mages, it's fine early and does stuff in the late game. We do have some big creatures who would not mind having Menace, including high power, low toughness flyers, who, if they only have 1 flyer, can get through, obviously. I think at this point I would still splash Artful Takedown. We don't have that much removal, and it's not very difficult for us to do. Oh, Legion War Boss. It's kind of exciting. It's like, do I want to splash red? Maybe. This pack is so unexciting. We could just take a Guildgate for fixing. I mean, I don't really want another Bartizan Bats. Mephitic Vapors doesn't kill any of our creatures right now. Oh, except for these 2. That's kind of a big deal. I maybe just take the Guildgate. It makes my mana better, makes splashing easier. I'm not giving up much. I mean, the Mephitic Vapors is a sideboard card. Wild Ceratok is decent but replaceable. And Bartizan Bats and Golgari Raiders are mediocre. So I think I just take the Guildgate in this case. I could think about taking the War Boss and seeing if I can splash red instead. But it's not the best splash. You definitely want it early. So, man, all these freaking Golgari Raiders are really annoying. Could just take Whispering Snitch here. It's low curve. We might end up with a little bit of Surveil. I mean, if we don't, it's not a huge deal. I don't know if I want a second Undercity Uprising. We don't have that many creatures that are like great for fighting, other than like these guys. And I guess Crawl Foragers is okay. Could just take a Vernati Shieldmate as another 2-drop as well, but I feel like this has way more upside. Yeah, I think I take the Shieldmate. The Snitch, that's it. Do I have enough creatures that I want to try to be Arboretum Elementaling? I mean, I do have a lot of creatures right now. It's tempting. Portcullis Vine's also pretty good in a deck with a bunch of Undergrowth because it can block early and then add to my Undergrowth late. Kind of leaning in that direction. Like, this is just so hard to power out if you don't have, like, creature tokens. I mean, it is good. I could see taking it, and it's early in the format. I could just be wrong, admittedly, about how easy it is to play Arboretum Elemental, but I think the Portcullis Vine is what I want to do there. Okay, so another one, but there's also a Burglar Rat, and I kind of like, you know, I get to take down a card, and then this can block and add to my Undergrowth. It does get worse later in the game, but I think I probably want it more than... I mean, Defenders are just kind of bad in this format, especially against Boros because Mentor. So yeah, you can maybe block it the first time, but the second time it gets too big, and that's really frustrating. So I take one of these low drop creatures. I just don't know which one. I think the Vine is probably... I mean, they're pretty comparable, I think. I think I'm going to take the Vine. Okay, here I think we take a Pitiless Gorgon. Yeah. Another Erstwhile Trooper. Not surprised there's as many of them going around. I'm not impressed with it. Barrier of Bones surveils, but I think we'd still rather have a card that can just sacrifice itself when it becomes useless. I mean, I have plenty of, like, creatures who can try to win me the game, and I feel like this is, like... I mean, I already have 2 Erstwhile Troopers. Would I rather have a 3rd Erstwhile Trooper or a 3rd Portcullis Vine? I don't know. I think I'd rather have a 3rd Portcullis Vine, just because we need some early game. I mean, maybe now I can start thinking a little differently. So here I think we take a Guildgate. Could we still use a 2-drop? Probably. I mean, right now we're just planning on splashing one thing, and District Guide is enough to splash one Artful Takedown. So I think I'm going to take this, which is certainly not a great card, but it's perfectly fine. I think I want the Vapors more than the Raiders. It's like a legitimate sideboard card. I mean, kills a lot of creatures in this format. So, I guess Vernati Shieldmate over Golgari Raiders. Everyone seems to realize that card isn't very good. I mean, even in a deck where we have some ways of enabling it with Undergrowth, like the early Vines and, you know, just blocking early and crap, I mean, it's still not that good. I don't think I want to play a second one, and I don't know if I really want to play the first one. And I don't know if I want to play that either. Yeah, all the Erstwhile Troopers are coming my way, but this deck looks fun. You know, that first pick, Charnel Troll, has worked out. I wouldn't mind not playing that. Tajik Legion's Edge. Well, we just take Price of Fame. I mean, it's a great removal spell. I think it's the best non-rare or mythic in the set, and I only think there's like 10-ish rares or mythics that are better. So it's what we take here. I would take it pack one, pick one over Tajik, who is a good rare, but he's not as good as Price of Fame, and he's gold. I wouldn't mind like a random Iron Shell Beetle at some point, but I think we definitely take Price of Fame here. Okay, Okron Assassin is a nice little thing, but we're kind of low on removal, and I think maybe I'd rather just have a Deadly Visit. Conclave Tribunal's good too, and we could splash white instead. Doesn't really enable much extra, and we do have a Selesnya Guildgate though. That's pretty relevant. That's probably just better than Artful Takedown, and I think it's better than Deadly Visit, too. I mean, the Surveil does synergize better with our deck, admittedly, but I think I like just taking this here. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, let's try to do this. You know, hopefully we don't get run over by Boros deck, but I think we definitely want Izoni. Yeah. Okron Assassin. Golgari Locket, I'm not really into. I mean, I am kind of ramping. I could use some ramp, but I feel like it's so dangerous in this format to assume you can tap out on turn 3 and play something that doesn't impact the board at all. And for that reason, I think we take the Assassin here. We got like all the fun Golgari stuff. Can we make it work? Okay. Ooh. This is a nice little common for this deck, actually. I was thinking about maybe taking the Flight of Equinox. It's not a bad splash, but I think I'd rather have Rhizome Lurcher. Our deck's not going to be like incredible at filling the graveyard. We didn't pick up the 2-mana 3/1 who mills 3 things. Like a few copies of that goes a long way. But we have early creatures who can trade. Like we're going to be much more willing to trade than our opponents because we can use what we trade with as resources between Izoni, Vigor Spore Worm, Rhizome Lurcher. I guess that's everything. Or Charnel Troll. Yeah. We're going to be running a couple gates, but not enough for Gatekeeper, Gargoyle. Yeah, at this point, we're going to be running Golgari Guildgate and Selesnya Guildgate. And that is not enough for me, especially when I just have way better 6-drops. Moodmark Painter's kind of okay, and I guess that's what I take here, but I kind of don't see it making the cut. Maybe it could. I think we take another Assassin. These Death Touch creatures are like exactly what you want in this deck because obviously they trade for anything. And then they load up your graveyard. Undercity Necrolisk. Man, this pack is pretty stacked for having 8 cards. And by pretty stacked, I guess I mean it has Siege Worm and Undercity Necrolisk. The Necrolisk loads our graveyard. It gets to be a problem. Works well with things like Spinal Centipede. It's pretty good, but is Siege Worm better? I mean, I have tons of creatures. I feel like I can power out Siege Worm. It is higher on the curve, but I feel like it's going to be better. I'm pretty happy to get a late Iron Shell Beetle. Another Locket, but I think we just take another little 2-drop here. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, let's just take a 3rd Okran Assassin. I think Golgari was like crazy open, and the sad thing is, even though it was crazy open, I didn't exactly end up with a deck that I feel like incredible about. I mean, I think it's a solid deck. I think it'll be fun, but it's not like we did it. I feel like we're just gonna crush everybody. It's just so hard to build around Undergrowth. Like you can try. But it's not as easy as the other guilds are to sort of build around. Have some trimming to do, that's for sure. I may end up not playing that Siege Worm. It's like Pitiless Gorgon is just like a really bad version of Okran Assassin. It is easier to cast for our deck, but that's about it. Troopers are fine. We have lots of creatures, which is what you want for Undergrowth. It's what you want for a deck that is like, you know, playing creatures. I forgot what I was saying. So that's what should be last. A Wary Okapi. What I was saying is it's what you want for a deck with like Charnel Troll and all the other Undergrowth stuff. Like I said already. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there's some cutting to be done. Do we want Undercity Uprising? Like, in the end, we ended up with such good removal and such good mana that I don't know that we really need something like the Uprising, which is a much more mediocre removal spell. Like, you know, 4 Death Touchers is good, I guess. But I could cut one. Yeah. I mean, this Vine plan isn't bad, but I could definitely cut one of them and not be sad. So I think I cut one of those Vines. Maybe cut the Gorgon. I don't know. I think Undercity Uprising is an easier cut. I mean, it's removal, but it's like super situational. It gives Death Touch to your whole team, but that may or may not matter. The Vines do get better when you're interested in playing Siege Worm, I guess. Like 1-drops in general do. Like, is Erstwhile Trooper or Pitiless Gorgon better? Problem is, I haven't played this format to know the exact answer to that question. I think I would guess the Gorgon is. but I don't know for sure. And, you know, the nice thing about Erstwhile Trooper is in the early game, I can, like, pitch a Vigor Spore Worm or something and have it contribute to my undergrowth. And, you know, by the late game, it will have contributed plenty of value. But, yeah. I don't think we want to cut anything down here, basically. Even though Devkarin Dissident and Venardi Shieldmate are unexciting. I think we need, you know, 6... Boros is enough of a threat in this format that you need some early stuff. And if you don't have it, you might be in trouble. So the Assassin's 1 toughness thing is annoying, but I think I am going to cut the Gorgon. I think for now, I'm going to assume Erstwhile Trooper helping me enable Undergrowth is worth it. We'll see. And I could cut either 1 Vigor Spore Worm or a Siege Worm, maybe. I mean, Siege Worm... Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. It's good with Convoke and Undergrowth when you have a lot of creatures. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. What's the worst card left in our deck? Probably one of these Erstwhile Troopers is what I'm coming back to. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut one. I think that looks good. Our mana will be good. We can search up the Guild Gate, the White Guild Gate. And the question is, do I also need to run a Plains? And the answer is, it's probably not a bad idea, too. Yeah. So I've got 10 green sources and 7 black. I could probably... Yeah, 9 and 8 and 1. That seems plenty good to me. And 2, actually. Yeah. I could probably get away with just running a Guild Gate, but I think it's probably worth playing a Plains. Yeah. All right. This looks like our deck. We're going to try some Undergrowth shenanigans. We got multiples of, you know, a pretty silly uncommon. That's pretty great. And, yeah. That should help us win. We have nice removal. We have a really cool splashy rare who's like the head of our guild or whatever, and that looks like it'll be a lot of fun. So will Charnel Troll. So we got lots of cards that want the graveyard filled, and I think we can fill the graveyard. So I'll see you guys in our first match. All right, going into our first match, and this is a perfectly reasonable hand. A couple early assassins, some nice late game worm action, but obviously we'd like to draw some other stuff, but I think it's all right. Opponent also leads with the Golgari Guild Gate. We will do the same thing. So, you know, our early game plan is just going to be to use these to trade, probably, and hopefully get some usefulness out of our Vigor Spore Worm. Okay, well, we didn't get our Swarm Guild Mage for turn 2, but it looks like we're both on Golgari, so this should be interesting. Who did it better? I mean, it's trading the Assassin for like this Guild Mage is certainly not ideal, but I'm okay with it. There's an Erstwhile Trooper. I would probably trade for that first. Now the question is, do I want to play the Centipede instead first? I don't think so. If I do, I don't get any value out of the counter, and that's kind of annoying. So I think I'm going to play Okran Assassin first. We need some white mana, of which we're playing plenty between the Guildgate, the Plains, and the District Guide. So I think I definitely block Erstwhile Trooper if they both attack me. They can give a trample, of course, but I'm okay with that. All right, trade a 3-drop for a 3-drop. It's not too bad, especially because our deck is loaded with Overgrowth, Undergrowth, whatever it is. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice draw, huh? So I think I'm just going to go ahead and deadweight this. Question is now, do I play my Assassin or my Centipede first? We do now have them at 2 for their Undergrowth. I think I play the Centipede. I mean, if they kill it, I don't get the value, but I think that's okay. I do get value out of everything they kill because of Undergrowth. So, see how many times I can say Undergrowth in one match. It's probably going to be a lot in this one. Oh, that's annoying. They have Find and Finality, which is good to keep in mind because it's gross. Them playing the Trooper is pretty frustrating, but it's not the end of the world or anything. Okay, getting close to Vigor Sporeworm time. I think I just play the Assassin here and end my turn. If I attack with this into this, they can just discard a card and kill this. And yeah, I get a +1/+1 counter, but it's a pretty irrelevant one. It would still be dead to dead weight, for example, and it would still trade for anything. So it doesn't really make a difference. I mean, I guess it does when I attack. I guess that would make a difference because it can do 2 damage. That's worth keeping in mind, I guess. So I think we go ahead and do this again. So if we draw a land, we can play Vigor Sporeworm and attack with a 5/4 Vigilance Centipede, which seems pretty good to me. Yeah, we thought about playing one of those, but opted for our wall that draws us stuff. And Generous Stray, nice thing to throw in there. Swarm Guild Mage has also returned. We do not hit a land, but we hit our Charnel Troll, which is certainly interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think we play the Troll here. And end our turn. So it is a bit of a non-bow with like the Undergrowth stuff that we have. I mean, it can be really frustrating. But I mean, luckily we're playing this and it's okay even if you don't have Undergrowth going. It's not awesome, but it's okay. Even if I can just give +1/+1 and Vigilance to something, which is what would happen if I cast it next turn, I wouldn't feel too bad about it. What are they doing with all this mana? Probably playing something that I wish I had Conclave Tribunal for. So they have blue mana. That's their splash color, obviously. Okay, no attacks. That's interesting. All right, so our Charnel Troll is just going to go ahead and eat one of these creatures in my graveyard. Become a 5/5 with Trample. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we're kind of struggling here. Yeah, I can make it bigger, but I can't. Yeah, so I might do that. I mean, I could just play Siege Worm here. That is not the worst idea. It's not the best idea either, though. So, I think I'm going to attack with my troll. See what my opponent does about that. It's a good chance they just take it. We're not going to make it bigger at instant speed or anything. I don't think it's worth doing. Yeah, we'll end our turn. At the end of their turn, I may discard... I think Vigor Spore Worm is probably better to discard than Siege Worm. Like, which of these is more useless? I mean, Izoni also gets to be pretty terrible in a scenario where our graveyard's empty. So, that's worth keeping in mind. I definitely block the Guild Mage. Yeah, it didn't attack. All right, so I'm going to discard Vigor Spore Worm here. And if they kill my Charnel Troll in response, I'm okay with that. All right. Troll is going to eat the Assassin, I think. Yeah. Okay, we did draw a land. So we could play Izoni here just to get one creature. He'd be a 2/3 that makes a 1/1. Or we could play Siege Worm in our second main phase, which is probably a little better than Izoni at this point. So let's attack with our Charnel Troll. Try to. They may... I don't know why they would bide their time killing it. I guess because they want me to have to lose stuff in my graveyard. Okay. I am surprisingly okay with that. Now I get 2 creatures when I play Izoni. And this also makes my Charnel Troll bigger, obviously. Yeah, so now we do play Izoni here. Get 2 creatures. Not the most broken thing you can do with Izoni, but perfectly fine. I feel like if you're getting 2 creatures out of it, you're getting an okay deal, basically. And anything more than that, you feel great. But 2 is perfectly fine. He can actually, or she can actually draw me cards. So that's cool. Especially if I could hit white mana someday. It could happen someday. Aww. Okay. Fine. Kill my Charnel Troll. See if I care. Okay. Ooh. Flyer seems pretty good right here. I think I just play the Flyer. I could play Siege Worm. Yeah, I guess the Siege Worm's also pretty good. It's like, which is better? Probably the Siege Worm. Although this does represent a quicker clock. The Siege Worm gums up the ground for a turn and then can attack, and I can still play Crawl Swarm next turn, so I am going to go ahead and do the Siege Worm and convoke him. And we'll end our turn. Their deck's good. I mean, these 2 split cards alone are really, 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 really strong. So we didn't get either of those, and we're Golgari. We do have Izoni and Charnel Troll. Molderhulk is a little bit annoying. I really need to hit white mana at some point here. Luckily, it doesn't have Trample, so I can like block and sacrifice and stuff. Sacrifice to Izoni, that is. Alright, so I'm going to play the Crawl Swarm here, which doesn't represent as quick as a clock as it could because our opponent can gain 2 life every turn with their Swarm Guild Mage. So like if they attack with Molderhulk, I block it with an Insect and draw a card. That's the plan. They're not going to attack though. I think we just are okay with that and just start attacking in the air with Crawl Swarm. Yeah. So we attack with Crawl Swarm. And we'll end our turn. Because we also drew a land. Yep. Okay, more land for them. Let's see if we can not draw a land here. We did not draw land, and it's a good thing right now because it's both expendable and it can make our evasive creature bigger. We could use it on Siege Worm, but I think it's better to just do this. At this point, I think I probably do sacrifice one of these insects. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it now. Because if I draw something... yeah, let's do it now. We'll go with an insect token. All right, well. Another dude. I think we play our land out here just so that we have Azoni's activated ability ready to go. So they're going to go back up to 12 here. If I ever hit white mana, they're in trouble, especially if they just drew another land. They probably didn't, though. It's about time they didn't, right? Well, we'll find out. Yeah. Ooh. We only have 3 cards, but that's plenty, I think. So we're going to play the Vigor Spore Worm here. And I think we actually pump Siege Worm. I mean, this is evasive damage. It gets me in for 9. But putting it on Siege Worm, I think, is even better. Yeah. I guess it only gets me in for 8. I don't know what kind of math I was doing. Okay, so we're okay with that. I think getting rid of this larger creature on the ground is fine with us. Trying to. They're going to gain their 2 life. They'll drop to 9. We now have another huge worm in play, by the way, so... This one doesn't have trample, but it also can't be double blocked, so they can't actually kill it in combat right now, even with the help of this activated ability. Charnel Troll did what it needed to, which was do some damage and, you know, trade for something, and that was plenty. All right, so Vigor Spore Worm and Crawl Swarm are both going to attack here. I could definitely just start pitching insects here, but I don't feel like it's necessary just yet. Yeah, they have to block, so I don't know why they would. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know why you don't do it with the barrier though. So should I draw a card here? Yeah, I guess I will. I should maybe have just been more aggressive with this in general. It's better to give up the insect tokens because if they play a bounce spell, you know, I mean, the chances of that are very slim, but Iron Shell Beetle's just better than they are because it has an ability and because it doesn't disappear when it gets bounced. Ooh, you're going to be nice. Okay. So I think I'm going to attack with everything except Izoni here. See what they do. They've got a single block that, and yeah. So they'll be at 1 after this. I may as well sacrifice this because it's not going to accomplish anything. And it will add to my undergrowth count. All right, so they go to... Man, I mean, we do get to sacrifice it in response, but still. We can also get it back whenever we want. So they're not going to go quite as low as we wanted. But we're killing one of their creatures, and they're going to back down to 6. So if I get back Crawl Swarm now, I can't cast it right away. So I think it's better to just play the Lurcher, who will be quite large thanks to the cards that just went into the graveyard. Yeah, Zoni was plenty good. I mean, we only had 2 creatures at the time. And our Charnel Troll, sure, we would have had even higher Undergrowth, but Undergrowth was still high enough that we got significant benefits out of it. So we're up against another grindy deck. I feel like maybe more Death Touchers is a good thing here. And we're less in need of like a 2-drop like Vernati's Shieldmate. So I think I'm actually going to cut it and just play the Gorgon instead. We need to be able to kill any big creatures they have, and all the Death Touch helps us do that. We also have removal, of course, but I think the Gorgon is just going to be better here than the Shieldmate, which is pretty mediocre, to be honest. I wouldn't be running it if I wasn't worried about creatures in this format, decks in this format being really fast. The Dissident's better, and it's also pretty mediocre, so sure, you can attack with it and Convoke, but our deck doesn't care about that, and that still isn't enough to make it better. Wow, that's a bad hand. We have all our colors, but we can't really reliably... We can't hope this hand works out. We have to mulligan. 6 lands is just too many. Okay, this is perfectly reasonable. That makes it a lot better. So we've got a 2-drop and a 3-drop. And we'll be able to get our white mana this time, like, right away. And it's an expendable creature, too. They're all expendable when you're in Golgari, I guess, right? This time, I get to play a turn 2 Guildmage. I never did kill theirs. It just stuck around the whole game. Oh, I did kill it once, actually, didn't I? And then they got it back. They could have played Price of Fame for 2 on a Zoni. Yeah, that's annoying. That is annoying. Do I still play District Guide? I don't need the white mana right now. I think it's probably better to just play Spinal Centipede. It just has better stats right now. And yeah, I get... And eventually I'll search my library for a Guild Gate. Our Selesnya Guild Gate. Although we do need double black at some point too, it's worth noting, because of Izoni, but there's a much higher chance we draw into that. But we can wait and see what we need a little longer. Okay. Their deck is much more like a legit 3-color deck than ours. They have lots of blue, lots of black, and lots of green. Although, I mean, I think it's the least common color in their deck, but it is relevant. Urban Utopia, yeah. Okay. So I do have Price of Fame, which I can get a 2-for-1 with if they decide to block the Spinal Centipede, but it's probably not worth it. Nah. So I'm going to play District Guide here. And I think we get our Selesnya Guild Gate, even though we do need double black at some point, and I'm going to be really frustrated if I can't manage to find that, but... So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black sources left in our deck. Surely we'll get there, right? So yeah, we'll get the Selesnya Guild Gate. Play it. And not attack, because we are at a standstill here where I don't have any good attacks, and they don't really either. They do have a better one because of their Trooper, but it's not a great one. Okay, well, that's going to start attacking us. Price of Fame we have sort of in our back pocket, ready to fire off on some big scary creature they play. All right, there's the other black, so that works out well for us. So now we can give our dudes Menace at instant speed. I think attacking with Spinal Centipede is suddenly reasonable. Yeah. Let's do it. We also kind of want to get some undergrowth going here. Okay, well, if they don't discard anything, I don't think we use... Obviously, we don't use this ability. We just let it die. If they discard something, we use the ability. Over Price of Fame. Okay, they do discard something, so we will do this, which I guess means I probably should have just attacked with District Guide too. But I'll take the 2-for-1 there, and I even get to put a counter on something, and I think it'll be the District Guide just because it's untapped. And I'll end my turn. They do have multiple ways of getting cards back from their graveyard, it's worth noting, but still. They didn't seem that into undergrowth in our first game, but that could change. Okay, I think we just play our Vigor Spore Worm here. We haven't seen if they have counter magic. We may be about to find out that they do. Holding off on it, casting Izoni until I can do it and get at least 2 insects, and I think it's fine to do that. It wouldn't have a huge impact on the board right now anyway. I mean, yeah. So our District Guide will attack if it's still alive. Does not look like it will be. No, it is not. Right, undergrowth up to 2 though, so that's kind of the fun thing about this deck is it's like, well, my creature died and that sucks, but you know, I get more value out of my creature dying than just about any deck can in this format, so I'm okay with it. That actually is a decent attacker right now. If I attack with my District Guide, it is anyway. But it doesn't exactly scare me. Okay. I think I attack with my District Guide. Yeah. Could give it Menace first, but I think I'm going to attack with it first. If it gets in for 3... If they block it, yeah, they aren't going to block it. Okay. So I think we play Izoni then. Let's see if it dies. But yeah, the reason I want to attack with it is if they're going to kill it somehow, I may as well get the value out of it. And it's a decent attack here. If they did block it, I probably just use the ability and then play the Dissident. I think that's the best line there. Yeah. They must be thinking about killing it or blocking it at least. If they block it, I mean, if they let's say they double block it, I would just give it, well, if they double block it, I would just kill this actually, not spend any mana. If they block it with just this, I think I use the ability and then play the Dissident, the +1/+0 menace ability. So, yeah, I think that's the best plan. If they just use a kill spell on it, I just play Izoni in my next main phase and get 3 insects out of it. Seems reasonable. I think I've been forgetting to gain life. Have I been using my mana every turn? Maybe I have. I think I must be. Yeah, I think I have been because I used the ability. I played Vigor Spore Worm. There's a chance I missed 2 life somewhere. The more I play them, it's starting to feel more like black is the splash color, maybe? I don't know. I feel like we're in pretty great shape. I mean, they have 1 card in their hand, and we have 3, and one of them is Izoni. All right, so I think we still play Izoni here, even though it's not going to be quite as good. Yeah, play Izoni. 2 insects, like I said, is a good deal. Plus, we actually have the ability to pump them and give them menace, which is kind of relevant right now. It's very relevant, actually. Although, if they don't attack with their Muse Drake, it's not very relevant. And I don't know that they will now. No. Okay, so they have put me in check, that's for sure. To a greater extent, anyway. I mean, I can still attack with District Guide, no problem. We know they have that scary board sweeper, by the way. That is definitely something we should be keeping in mind in terms of committing to the board. It gives -4/-4 to everything, so we can't play anything that could survive it. So that's worth keeping in mind. So I'm going to play this Plains so that I can pay, if I need to, I can pay 5 for this ability and the 2 to sacrifice something for Izoni. Yeah. So we're going to attack with District Guide again. Unfortunately, our opponent does have a lot of life, and we're not doing much about that. All right, they're just going to take the 3. So I guess even if they do have the sweeper, I can sacrifice enough things in response that it's not going to devastate me. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Dissident too, and in my turn. So I need to remember I can gain life at the end of their turn. So life gain. I think I'm going to wait to see if I want to sacrifice the insects or not. All right, well, that's something we're just going to. We might as well just play it and sacrifice it. It's the same amount of mana investment. Although it does block better, sort of. It doesn't have flying, so maybe not so much. Yeah, let's attack with our District Guide again. I guess I could attack also with my Dissident. Yeah, because I can pump it using its ability. Yeah, I mean, I think I just get in for the 3. Don't bother with the ability there. And I'm going to play the Vine. Okay. Let's remember I can gain life again. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to gain 2 life. And I think I'm also going to just sacrifice the Vine. Hey, another one. Okay, so I think we attack with the District Guide and the Dissident again. This time I'm probably going to have to pump my Dissident. At some point, I may end up having lethal with the help of our Swarm Guild Mage, but we're not there yet. Just gonna take it. That's interesting, huh? Okay. I'm too suspicious here. So I'm going to play the Vine. I'm going to hold on to the Guild Gate at this point just to bluff. And in my turn. Wonder if they have their sweeper. Nope. I also can't pump that right now. Okay, so let's do some math here. If I give +2, +1, and Menace to my whole board, +1, +0, and Menace, that is. Obviously, this doesn't matter, so I'll probably sacrifice it. But this will be 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. With Menace, they'll only be able to block 2 creatures. And so what we'll get through is lethal. Their hand's empty. So let's go ahead. I think that will give us the game. And I'm going to go ahead and do this as well. Just in case we draw something that matters. We don't really. Yeah, we still don't. But I think we go ahead and use this ability. Let me do this math one more time. We have plenty of time. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 gets through at a minimum because of the Menace. So yeah, I think we go like this and attack with everything. Their hand's empty. If their hand wasn't empty, I probably wouldn't be bold enough to do this. Also didn't tap my mana well there at all. So yeah. But it shouldn't matter. They can only block 2 creatures thanks to Menace. So hopefully my terrible mana tapping doesn't come back to bite me here, because I would have been able to play something in my second main phase, and now I can't do that. Yeah, that was really bad, because I could also use the ability. I mean, I would only be able to do one or the other, but... So yeah, lethal gets through. Yeah, that's fine. It's lethal, so it doesn't really matter. All right, 1-0 so far. This deck seems pretty sweet, but we played a fellow grindy deck. It'll be interesting to see if we run into a Boros deck or whatever, which I think seems probable in other matches, because I think those decks are probably doing pretty well. So I might see them in the next match or the final match. But it'll be interesting to see if this deck can stand up to them. I do think it has some tools that can help it there, but we'll see. So we'll see you guys in the next match. All right, going into match 2. See if we can continue winning. It's a mulligan for sure. It is a kind of hand where if I drew like forest, it would be incredible, right? Because I'd have all my colors because of District Guide. I'd have a 2-drop. Have an early Charnel Troll. It'd be pretty awesome, but we can't really hope that happens. Okay, this is better, though still not awesome. I think I have to put you on the bottom, buddy, because I do not want to draw a 6-drop right now. That Vigor Spore Worm has been as good as I expected it to be, which is quite good. This is probably a card I underrated. I think I gave it a C in my set review, and a lot of people said I underrated it. And, you know, the more I thought about it, you're probably right. I don't think it quite gets into B range, but it's probably at least a C+. And clearly other people aren't valuing it, since we got 3 of them, some of them quite late. But I think Golgari was just crazy open, which may be what needs to happen for Golgari to have a decent deck. Oh, we bottomed one Vigor Spore Worm and drew the other one. All right. All right, they're not off to a fast start. Ooh, that's good. That's good. I can play it. We definitely want to draw some more action, though. Though, you know, the nice thing is, even if I don't draw anything, I at least have a mana sink. And by anything, I mean a land. Okay, we did draw land, and they seem to be more mana screwed than we are. So I get to play a land and play this assassin now. Alright. Get in for 2. They do die to like dead weight and everything like that. But the fact that it's a lure effect where it can potentially just win you the game because in an alpha strike your opponent has to block it, and you just get to decide which of your opponent's creatures to kill. And if you back it up with tricks, it's even crazier, or +1/+1 counters or something to make it bigger. It's a pretty awesome card. It does have some problems, but none of them are very serious, I don't think. Alright, so we're going to attack with both of them and then play another assassin. Gatekeeper Gargoyle, that tells me... Why did they just tap that land? That tells me that they're probably like a 5-color deck, but you'd think that would be base green. Maybe it is. Maybe they're just having horrible luck. Luckily, we don't have a blistering start. Luckily for them, we don't have a blistering start to really punish them. I don't know if this deck is capable of such a thing. Okay, well, we're getting lands. Do I do more damage if I use the ability? No, I do the same amount. So we're going to attack and then use the ability at the end of their turn. Right now, Vigor Sporeworm isn't going to give a boost because there hasn't been anything for us to trade with. Interesting, they discarded Whisper Agent. They only need to draw 1 land to play it. Oh, I'm not going to use that ability. The creature's tapped. Just kidding. Man, the old guild mages didn't have to tap for their abilities. They do now. Right, I mean, I think we still slam Vigor Sporeworm here. All it's going to do is give something Vigilance, but I'll take it. It's a huge creature, right? So Vigor Sporeworm actually works really well with the Assassin, too. Didn't really think about that. I should have. So let's see if they have a Whisper Agent to flash in here. If they do, I mean, they still have to trade, right? So looks like they probably do. Yeah. So they probably trade with Swarm Guild Mage. They go to 9. They really want lands, so they just bend that Wish Coin crap. Up against another grindy deck, it looks like to me. I could be wrong, but... Yeah, they have to block one of these. They don't actually get to kill the Guild Mage, so... Still get a trade, but they go to 8, actually. So I get in for 8 here no matter what. If they only play 1 creature... because of the Assassin's ability, so it will lure everything. So they need a kill spell or something to kill my worm or whatever. And then if they do that, we can just play his Oni next turn and get two insects, which is sort of our bottom line. Ooh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Alright, so we're going to attack first and then play Izoni. I'm guessing, well, they have to block the Assassin, so that's what they're going to do. So we'll attack with both of these. Trade our own creature. So we'll actually get 3 insects because these are both ours. So that works out pretty well for us, right? They go to 2. Then we play Izoni. Hopefully, okay, they scooped. We didn't have to show them we had Izoni. I'm down with that. Okay, it's kind of looks like another matchup where having the shield mate is probably worse than... It's not like they had a lot of big scary creatures or anything, so maybe the shield mate's fine instead of bringing in Pitiless Gorgon or Erstwhile Trooper or something. Yeah, I'll probably just leave it. Alright, so far we've had weird luck with Conclave Tribunal. We've either... The games where we've had white mana, we haven't gotten it, and when we have Conclave Tribunal, we have not gotten... I think this is a keep. It is kind of a crappy hand for Rhizome Lurcher, but early removal and Okran Assassin is good. So, may not play the Lurcher for a while, but that's okay. We do not want to be drawing lands, I can tell you that much. But our opponents have had some pretty bad luck so far, and it looks like they're having it again, so I can't complain too much. Okay. I'm going to play this Assassin. Definitely don't think we want to play the Lurcher. I mean, we could think about it because it does let us play Siege Worm the next turn. It's pretty crappy, though. There's the Conclave Tribunal. So let's attack. Maybe they kill this and then playing Rhizome Lurcher doesn't hurt as much, but if they kill it, I also can't play Siege Worm next turn. Do I just play it as a crappy 2/2? I think I do, which is annoying, but still develops my board. And it sets up Siege Worm for next turn, potentially. Okay. If I didn't have Siege Worm, I probably wouldn't have played it, but Siege Worm's going to be pretty good, most likely. All right, they pitched one card. This time they don't want more lands, huh? Okay. So we're going to cast Siege Worm. In our turn. Now it's like, you know, if they bounce this, it's going to make me really sad. And they do have Connive and Concoct, so... Wait a second, is that the one that... Should look. I don't think it is the one that bounces. Maybe it is, though. I don't remember. One of the blue-black ones does bounce. It bounces the creature with the highest mana cost, which is obviously Siege Worm, so... We have removal for a smaller creature, and if we get white mana ever, we have removal for anything. This is sort of removal, too, it's worth noting. That's what's so annoying about this card, is you can like tap out and play something, and then your opponent's like, okay, attack my assassin. Kill your 5-drop, or whatever, you know? Yeah, so, like this, for example. I can actually just attack with everything. There's a Swarm Guildmage. So we get to play the Guildmage and the Assassin this turn. So yeah, I attack with everything. They have to double block Okran Assassin, and I'll use the Assassin to kill the Wishcoin Crab. We get in for 7. Yeah, I totally underrated this card. Maybe it is even. I mean, things are going really well. We've had great board states for it, but it's good, man. Now we can pump it and kill 2 things with our Swarm Guildmage's help. Yeah, +1/+0 and Menace is frightening, and you only have 1 creature. Notion Rain, okay. You're going to go to 10. Works for me. I mean, we're only going to end up doing like 9, I guess. If the board stays the way it is right now. Okay, they threw a Wall of Mist away. Okay, so are they dead? Yeah, I think they are, because I can go dead weight, kill the Centipede, then give my whole team Menace, and they can't block. So all right, 2-0. Things going our way so far. We'll see if we can get the first trophy in the format in the next match. All right, we are in our final match. I would like to play first. We're trying to go for our first trophy in the format. I think this hand's a keep. I mean, Has some problems, certainly, but it's all right. I think it's going to be better than your average 6-card hand. Now, if we draw a million lands to start the game, it's not going to be good, but see if we can get Conclave Tribunal to work out for us in this match. I mean, I'm complaining and the deck hasn't lost yet, but well, it's tempting to be greedy here and like wait to play Okran Assassin and then play the Beetle, but I think we just play the Beetle as a 2/2 here. Yeah, I mean, our opponents have had some mediocre luck, and that has certainly helped us, but I also think our deck's pretty good. We have a high quality of cards, like lots of cards that are things you're pretty happy to have in your deck. Okay. Well, Burglar Rat, I'm discarding a Swamp. Another Golgari deck. That may be good for us. So, we attack. The question is, do I play the Trooper? I kind of feel like the Trooper can pressure them more right now. Yeah, I think I play the Trooper here. Or Okran Assassin, when all your opponent has is a Burglar Rat, isn't awesome, but obviously if they expand their board more, it gets to be pretty awesome. Burglar Rat number 2. Now Swarm Guild Mage, okay. I'm cool with that. Okay. Well, we're going to attack with both. Alright, I am fine with that trade. Gives us some undergrowth for our friend Izoni. They, of course, also have undergrowth, I'm sure. Okay, so let's attack with our Trooper here. All right, we're just going to do the 2 then. I mean, even if they blocked, we wouldn't have done anything, to be honest. So the dangerous thing is, like, if they have another Burglar Rat, we may be about to lose our Izoni, but I think we have to, it's a calculated risk. She's great and all, but I think continuing to pressure our opponent is probably a reasonable thing to do. Okay. Yeah, we didn't get either of these, which are both kind of nice in the deck for the value they bring. God, they are going to make us discard Izoni. I called it. Bye-bye, Izoni. We still have really small creatures in play, so that we have that going for us. Wow, that's not good. Okay, so this is a matchup, or at least a board state, where the Assassin's kind of mediocre, but I think I'm okay with this. You know, I could just be bluffing, but I think they are in kind of a situation where they have to... No, maybe not. They're just going to go for it. All right, so we'll kill the Stray. And then we'll pump this, because we can't do anything else anyway. Dropping them to 10. We lose a creature, they lose a creature. I think we just go ahead and play this. We need 6 mana for several cards in our deck, and now we have it. They have way more gas right now than we do, thanks to stuff like Burglar Rat and Generous Stray, which have given them... Well, Burglar Rats haven't quite been 2-for-1s, but it's been close. So we have 3 creatures in our graveyard for undergrowth. So a worm would be really good. Obviously we have the Assassin in play, so making it a 4/4 that has to block it, everything has to block it, is pretty awesome. Ooh, Siege Worm time. We're just going to kill your Siege Worm, man. Is that what you want? Oh, maybe not. Oh, we are going to, but they're going to kill our creature first. Fair enough. Hey, white mana. That means I'm not going to draw what I need to. Yeah, we gotta kill this, I think. I don't think there's much choice for us. They block. We trade. We both have a good amount of undergrowth going on. We're up to 5 on undergrowth, so now these burglar rats are gonna start rumbling. I think I'm gonna hold on to it. It's again sort of a calculated risk. I mean, yeah, I could put it on a burglar rat, but it doesn't seem very exciting to me or worthwhile at this point. Ooh, nice. Where's our Rhizome Lurcher? Okay, I'll take it. Man. Next game I need to just stop holding cards in my hand, I guess, or always have an extra card. That's the thing. Okay, yeah, they're going to take that down and smash for 7 now. So now we could really use Conclave Tribunal or Price of Fame. In the meantime, we're going to play a Spinal Centipede. One. This is definitely the most we've had all game, all draft. We have 6 creatures in our graveyard. This doesn't look good. Wow. No, it doesn't. So we go to 2 here. I think we're dead to everything, basically. Yeah. Back-to-back Spinal Centipedes. All right. Well, we were bound to lose a game eventually, right? So, what seems good here? Too bad I don't have that mythic rare that I get to play for free when they make me discard it, huh? I mean, Mythic Vapors kills all of those rats, but they've already done what they need to do by the time we can kill them. So, I'm not that interested in it. Yeah, we just needed to draw like a... Well, Rhizome Lurcher was probably the best thing for us to draw. Charnel Trolls wouldn't have been bad either. But, yeah, I mean... We were overpowered there for sure. All right, this is a solid one. Another one. This means we're not going to get our white removal spell that we splashed, by the way, because we have white. We have white twice if we want it. And we probably do. I think there's no reason not to get Selesnya Conclave, unless we really need to play an untapped land the next turn, I guess. I don't think it's called Selesnya Conclave. It's Selesnya Guildgate, obviously. All right. We do have Price of Fame, which I don't think we've gotten to cast. Our removal hasn't been relevant. We had games where we could have cast Price of Fame, but there was no reason to. God, this person in there. Freaking burglar rats. I think I'm just going to discard the planes, actually. Because we can still search up whatever we need. Okay, so I'm going to play this Centipede first. So if they make me discard something here, it's probably the Trooper. How many burglar rats do you think they have? Okay, good. Just a hired poisoner. No big deal. 2 of them. No big deal. All right, so here I think we do play District Guide. And I get the Selesnya Guildgate. And I play it. And I think we attack with the Centipede. If they just want to kill it with a Death Touch creature, I'm kind of okay with it. Their deck's pretty sweet. It's like a bunch of 2-for-1s and then a bunch of ways to trade with like Death Touchers. So eventually they just end up with more gas than their opponents. Generous Stray sort of fits into that conversation as well. If we'd seen these, I probably would have brought in Mephitic Vapors, but we did not see them. So what was I supposed to do? Guild Mage, Trooper, Centipede. I think Centipede. And we'll end our turn. Yep. Them in there. Drawing cards and stuff. If I can draw a 5th land, I can drop 2 things, which would be pretty nice. We did it. We also set ourselves up for some disappointment. Potentially. I think we play the creatures first, and then I just attack with both of these. Yeah. Or at least I play one of them first. Who should I play? Maybe the Trooper. Putting a counter on it is pretty awesome. Yeah. So let's attack with both. Putting a counter on the Assassin is nice too, but on this board, I mean, I said that last time and then I got killed by a bunch of small creatures, so okay. I'm fine with these things. So we'll kill Stray. Those will trade. Put a counter onto our erstwhile Trooper. And then we play our Guild Mage. So if they play a Burglar Rat now, I probably discard my Assassin, which is rough, but Price of Fame is going to be better in most scenarios. Including this one. Okay, yeah, so I think we use Price of Fame on the Assassin and then just attack with both our creatures. Yeah, Price of Fame. We get to Surveil. I'm putting you into the graveyard. And I'm putting you back on top because that's going to be awesome. Should I play this land to protect my Assassin? I don't think I need to. And by protect, I mean if they make me discard it. I think I just attack with both. Okay, they go to 18. So when we play Vigor Spore Worm, it's going to give +2/+2. Yeah, that is a problem. They just keep on making me sad. Okay, so I kind of feel like we have to play the Assassin now. So I'm going to, because we got to get this out of the way for Vigor Spore Worm to be relevant at all, really. So man. Okay. We both used like premium removal to kill the 1/1 because it's that much of a roadblock. So I guess we can just start racing here. I guess that's my plan. So we're going to go to 12. Okay. We're going to play Vigor Spore Worm here. Yeah, so the race begins. We attack for 7. Did I forget to gain life with my freaking guild mage again? I kind of feel like I did since I'm at 12. I'm good. So good. Okay. Whew. Could still draw something scary, but I'm just worried every time they cast anything that it could be something scary. Aggressive. Okay. This game is going to come down to some things. Surprising, right, that it's going to come down to some stuff. It's probably going to come down to the fact that I forgot to gain 2 life. So I think we play Iron Shell Beetle here. We're going to play both of these creatures, I think. If I play... This doesn't have evasion at all, so we have that going for us. So I don't think I need to hang back and gain life and leave the Guild Mage back. So I'm going to put the counter on the Guild Mage and attack with both of them. Guessing they block the worm, but... Ah, crap. Price of Fame. Yeah. That makes racing very difficult for us. That only drops them to 8. They have way better removal than we do. Though we do still have Conclave, whatever, in our deck, so... So we gotta chump this thing with our Iron Shell Beetle. Yeah, it's gonna come down to now, like, is it worth more to have it hang back and gain me life, or to get in for 3, potentially? Now they got something. Their own Swarm Guild Mage. Good. Yeah, that means we're dead. They give Menace to their whole team. I mean, we'll make them do it. But if they give Menace to their whole team... We might as well attack with this, I guess. Wait. Yeah. Vigilance. If they give Menace +1... I mean, we're not quite dead. We can technically survive another turn. But we have to give up both our creatures if we want to block this. And we have to block it. And we won't actually accomplish anything in so doing. Now we really won't. We'll still make them do it, I guess. Those lurchers, man. What are you doing? Just use this ability. Kill me. Okay, that is what they're doing. All right. Game. Well, we went 2-1. It was a fun experiment with Golgari, where Golgari was super open, and we ended up with a pretty good deck. And I mean, I think it probably could have 3-0'd. Our opponent's Golgari deck in the end was definitely better than ours, though. Thanks to the massive amount of removal, probably multiple Rhizome Lurchers, which we only got 1, but we did get some nice other payoffs. We never got to play Azoni. Like, that was a card that was pretty big in all the games we won, and we never got to play it in that final match. We also never got to play our Conclave thing, our white removal spell, which was kind of weird because we had good fixing, but if we drew it, we didn't hit white, and that was really frustrating. And if we had white, we didn't try it, which can happen, but it's still frustrating. All right, so 2-1. That drops me back down to 4-4, but, you know, that's better than where we started today as at 2-3. So see you guys in the next draft video, which will be up on Monday.